Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Libra. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your first week of March 2021. Even though we're talking about the first week of March, the astrology we are talking about is actually going to be impacting the first 2 weeks of March. And I just want everyone to remember that as we go forward. So, towards the end of this week, you might want to come back and check this out just so that you're also clear on this is still impacting next week. The cards are for this week, but the astrology is also going into next week. So we just had this full moon in Virgo in your 12th house of your past, privacy, and hidden zone. It actually happened at the very end of February on the 27th, and so very much a March energy. Now with the full moon in Virgo, we are seeing this massive highlighting of where routines, patterns, lifestyles, as well as maybe even structures that we've kept up need to be cleared and released in order to actually serve in the highest interest of all concerned. Again, this happening in your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone is a big cleanup of a lot of things that maybe you've been holding on to, or a lot of ethics, work ethics, or old stories, narratives, things that maybe you have been processing or dealing with from your past that really need to either go through a massive reformation or completely get eliminated entirely. And this could be things going all over the place. The 12th house can affect, our past with money, our past with family, our past with love, our past with ourselves, our spirituality. And so a lot of you Libra people are really going to be going through kind of a lot of shadow work over the course of this time. But it's not just shadow work, because this is also highlighting areas of your life that have been obscured by things that need to go. Things from your past, things that maybe were forced to stay small, things that never really got the attention they deserved from you, that maybe you had actually, again, we accidentally let this thing dominate our focus. We let this thing register on our consciousness. We let this thing do whatever. This is a week or 2 weeks, I guess you could say, where a lot of this clearing is also feeding fresh energy to things that actually serve you better than maybe to a lot of things that you've been holding on to, holding out for, or maybe going in circles with. As we get onto your spiritual themes when it comes to, the main story of the week, you've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And this is absolutely in perfect alignment with that full moon in the 12th house, because a lot of things that people have been carrying, not just you, but people in your life, things people have been holding on to, maybe being possessive with or clinging to, or again, getting fixated with. Some people can get very fixated on things like closure and resolution and processing in an unhealthy way. The Four of Pentacles reverse is saying a lot of things are just getting dropped this week. Just dropped. Not to be picked up, not to be continued, not to be carried into the future. We are seeing with the Four of Pentacles reverse, an unburdening in a mass way across a lot of your life. Now, this will also be giving you things that maybe were held back from you or being withheld from you, especially when it comes to matters where we could not take something on because of something that we were holding on to from the past. In the Patreon, I described this as kind of like, it's almost like a Pluto retrograde kind of lesson. And it's not Pluto retrograde, by the way. I'm just, I'm relating it to it, where, we have to know when the reason certain new things don't manifest in our lives is because we're holding on to too much stuff from the past. We can only carry so much of a quotient of our reality at once. So to get into alignment and to have room, there are things we need to jettison and give up. And this purge is happening for you this week, Libra. As we get on to your material shifts, your work, your job, and your finances, you have the Six of Wands in reverse. And this week, it does look like there seems to be a lot of changing opinions around your work life, or a lot of changing opinions coming up around things that maybe you have been a part of, that is actually getting them a lot of significant attention that we have to be careful with to make sure that it goes in a healthy way. Sometimes just because something becomes really popular doesn't mean that people are going to be treating it very well. And this can sometimes happen in work situations and market situations and trendy situations where it feels like things are getting elevated and becoming a lot more successful, and maybe more abundant, but the price may actually be too expensive to be quantified with money. And so over the course of this week, you want to make sure that you walk that line very gracefully. A lot of you are getting into a space where you are also getting opportunities to bring things back into your life, or reconsider maybe professional or financial avenues that you either had to give up or you dismissed, that are actually better now than they were in the past. And so a lot of you are also going to be doing a bit of a reversal of your opinion, right? Which of course makes sense. We don't just make a choice, make an opinion and marry it. Like, that's no way to live. Be flexible and fluid with what's going on here, because you may also be finding that this unexpected attention or this unexpected turnaround in others' opinions and in yours is actually giving you a chance to make some very positive changes in your work culture and in your financial life at the same time. As we get on to your communications, your friends, your relatives, maybe other people in your life, you have the Three of Pentacles upright. And again, you're very, very popular this week. You are actually finding that people are not only showing up for you, but you've actually got people that you normally would not think would have the power or the resources to help you are actually making some really big moves on your part when it comes to propagating your name, or maybe helping you accomplish some big tasks that maybe you didn't know was in their skill set, or you didn't know they knew who had the proper skill set for it. Because with the Three of Pentacles, I am seeing the assembly of the Avengers for you, right? The dream team starting to crowd around you. And you may be finding that you are having a lot of your work, a lot of the things that you put out there, a lot of your own personal initiatives are really catching fire and starting to make bigger ripple effects in your community than you could have expected. You may be finding that people are surprising you, people that you, again, didn't think were capable, or maybe even people that you dismissed as disinterested or not really a part of it, also stepping up for you. So make sure that you haven't locked people down with a certain association or profile, because you're going to be surprised by what people are bringing to the table for you. As we get on to your challenge this week, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. And you gotta know when to choose your battles, Libra. There is a warning against holding on to old grudges, maybe old associations and old pain, and accidentally letting them come up out of context this week. And I'll be frank, that is what is coming through here. You cannot wage old wars with what's going on here, because this is all about setting you up for something good. Please do not let yourself accidentally become the villain in your own story. The good news is that's really the only challenge that's coming up from this card. And I feel like as soon as you catch yourself in the moment, stay fluid, keep an open mind, you're going to actually be okay. In fact, the Seven of Wands reversed is also saying, like, look, that is the only issue. And that may stem from a need to feel secure. So you might accidentally be trying to kind of lock things down and control things a little bit too much. But remember that Four of Pentacles reversed. Everything is getting better because people are not trying to lock things down. As we get on to your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've actually got the Magician card in reverse. And what's interesting about this is I'm not seeing this as a malicious or manipulative Magician reversed. But I am seeing there's possibly some frustrations due to the clumsiness and the lack of finesse that's coming through this card. Because I'm actually seeing a partner or maybe somebody new kind of going through a bit of a self-discovery phase, a bit of an experimental phase. And you're going to be finding that it's almost like you can't pin them down. You can't really figure out whether they're coming or going or which personality traits are going to stick, who's the real them, who's not the real them. But to be honest, I don't think they're going to be able to tell you this week. And I mean, you would want the same patience and support if the shoe were on your foot, right? Because the Magician card reversed is indicating here this is something that's happening because a partner, or again this new person, maybe they're just coming in and they're in the middle of this phase, is going through a period of rapid self-discovery and self-examination. And so a bit of patience is going to be crucial here. I do not think there is going to be a way for you to draw a conclusion about where this is going to go this week. I do feel, however, because of that Four of Pentacles reversed, this may actually be a partner also bringing things back into their own life that they've suppressed or held down or neglected for a long time as well. So we are going to have to get to know each other all over again. So that is, and this, I mean, I do feel like this is, sorry, I do feel like this is going to be a little bit easier for single Libras meeting new people, because at least you can go through this together. I think existing partnerships might be kind of strange. Just, again, don't try to profile people when they're in this kind of situation. So that's what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because you know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website, integrativemysticism.com.